What's up, baseball fans? So we continue on with our positional rankings for 2020. We are so close to the finish line, but today we're going to go over the best relief pitchers in 2020. Real quick, I wanted to give you a rundown of how I rank my pitchers. I look at their body of work, like innings pitched, ERA, strikeouts, whip, and so on, but I also look at their FIP, which is fielding independent pitching, and I look at xFIP, which is expected fielding independent pitching. Before I get started, let's take a really quick look at FIP and xFIP. Fielding independent pitching, or FIP, estimates a pitcher's run prevention independent of the performance of their defense. FIP is based on outcomes that do not involve defense, such as strikeouts, walks, hit by pitches, and home runs allowed. Expected fielding independent pitching, or xFIP, estimates a pitcher's expected run prevention independent of the performance of their defense. xFIP is based on outcomes that do not involve defense, so strikeouts, walks, hit by pitches, and fly balls allowed. And just to give you an idea of what's good and what's not good, an excellent FIP is 3.20, a great FIP is 3.50, above average is 3.80, average is 4.20, below average is 4.40, poor is 4.70, and just awful is 5.00. And if we take a look at xFIP, an excellent xFIP is 2.90, a great xFIP is 3.20, above average is 3.50, average is 3.80, below average is 4.10, poor is 4.40, and awful is 4.70. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get started. At number 10, I have Roberto Osuna. Starting off my list was a finalist for the AL Reliever of the Year award, Roberto Osuna. Osuna saved an AL leading 38 games in 2019, along with an ERA of 2.62, a whip of 0.88 that ranked 5th, a very good FIP of 3.21, and a decent xFIP of 3.60. One thing to take note of, however, is his ERA has climbed a bit from 2018, and his FIP has steadily increased in the past 3 seasons. I'll be honest here, Brandon Workman on the Red Sox had a much better season in 2019 compared to Osuna if you go deeper than just the saves. It was so much better to the point where I almost put Workman here instead. However, since 2015, Osuna has averaged about 30 saves a season, along with a 2.75 ERA and also a very good whip. Along with Workman, there are a couple of others that are creeping up as well, so Osuna will need to put forth a good 2020 season to remain on this list. At number 9, I have Will Smith. Whoops, wrong Will Smith. At number 9, I have this Will Smith. Up next is the newest Atlanta Braves closer, Will Smith, who signed a 3-year deal worth $40 million in the offseason. He has definitely earned that with not just a good 2019 season, but he's been very effective since moving to the bullpen back in 2013. In 2019, he saved 34 games for the Giants with a 2.76 ERA, a very good 3.23 FIP, and a 2.73 xFIP that ranked 9th among relievers. Considering he's only officially been a closer for 1 season, I'll be quite curious to see how he does with the Braves, but he has definitely shown he's up for the task. At number 8, I have Will Harris. Here's a guy that you don't hear of very much, but in my opinion, he was arguably the best reliever overall for the Astros since 2015 before signing with the Nationals this past offseason. In 5 seasons as one of the Astros' key setup men, he had a 2.36 ERA, a strikeouts per 9 of 9.3, a walks per 9 of 2.1, an excellent FIP of 2.99, and an excellent xFIP of 2.97. In 2019, he continued to be very solid with an ERA of 1.50 that ranked 2nd among relievers, a very good FIP of 3.15, and a very good xFIP of 3.04. In my personal opinion, I think he was one of the best signings this past offseason, and if he continues this type of production, it'll be huge for the Nationals in the next few years. At number 7, I have Ken Giles. Can someone tell me how Ken Giles wasn't a finalist for Reliever of the Year in the American League in 2019? I mean, I can understand why Aroldis Chapman and Hendriks were finalists, but how is Roberto Osuna a nominee instead of Giles? Sure, Osuna did pitch in 13 more games and led the AL in saves, but Giles had pretty much better numbers almost across the board. On a Blue Jays team that wasn't very good, he saved 23 games with a 1.87 ERA that ranked 5th among all relievers, an excellent FIP FIP of 2.27 that ranked 4th, and a very good XFIP of 2.73 that ranked 10th. For reference, while Osuna was good, he only ranked 24th in ERA, 23rd in FIP, and 30th in XFIP. Osuna also blew 6 saves, while Giles only blew 1. To go with this, Giles had a higher strikeouts per 9 and a lower home runs per 9 than Osuna. Excuse my rant, but I'm just saying, Giles was very good last year. The reason Giles isn't higher on this list is simply due to the fact that he hasn't been very consistent year to year in the last few years. But if he can produce similar results this year for the Blue Jays, he could definitely move up this list. At number 6, I have Tailor Rodgers. Up next is the Minnesota Twins closer, who I don't think got much attention last year, mainly because I think the Twins were just hitting home runs all over the place. However, Rodgers has been very solid for the Twins since debuting in 2016, pitching at least 55 innings a season, and in his first season as closer, he was very good. He saved 30 games with an ERA of 2.61, an FIP of 2.85 that ranked 11th among relievers, and an XFIP of 2.84 that also ranked 11th. The Twins have a roster this year that has the potential to make it to the World Series, so if Rodgers can keep it up, the Twins can be a real threat. At number 5, I have Ryan Presley. Entering the top 5 we go, and here's another reliever that doesn't get as much attention as I think, and that's Ryan Presley of the Astros. What's crazy is he's been much better than the guy he sets up for, Roberto Osuna. He's been very good in the last couple of years, averaging about 64 innings a season, along with a 2.43 ERA and a 1.02 whip. 2019 was his best year though, throwing 54 innings with an ERA of 2.32, a whip of 0.90 that ranked 10th, an FIP of 2.46 that ranked 8th, and an XFIP of 2.21 that ranked 1st. To be honest, I really wonder where the Astros bullpen would be without Ryan Presley. At number 4, I have Liam Hendriks. Up next is the A's closer, Liam Hendriks, who had an insanely good breakout season in 2019. He saved 25 games along with a 1.63 ERA that ranked 3rd, a whip of 0.93 that ranked 9th, an FIP of 1.82 that ranked 2nd, and a solid XFIP of 3.14. He was a finalist for the AL Reliever of the Year award, and to be honest, I was a bit surprised he didn't win it. If he can keep up these kind of numbers in 2020, he can definitely be higher on this list and will probably win a Reliever of the Year award eventually. At number 3, I have Josh Hader. In the last 3 seasons, he's averaged almost 70 innings a season along with a 2.42 ERA. In 2019, he saved 37 games that tied for 3rd along with a 2.62 ERA, a 3.10 FIP, and a 2.36 XFIP, which ranked 3rd. A small concern I have with Hader is his ERA, FIP, and XFIP all increased from 2018 to 2019, so I'm curious to see if he can keep that under control heading into 2020. At number 2, I have Aroldis Chapman. At number 2 is someone we know all too well of, Aroldis Chapman. Since 2012, he's been one of the most elite closers in the game, averaging 34 saves a season along with a 2.10 ERA, along with going to 6 All-Star games and winning a World Series with the Cubs. In 2019, he was awarded the AL Reliever of the Year award thanks to his 37 saves that tied for 3rd, along with a 2.21 ERA that ranked 11th, a whip of 1.11, an FIP of 2.28 that ranked 5th, and a very good XFIP of 2.86. With the Yankees built to win a World Series in 2020, I fully expect another good season out of Chapman and should continue to be one of the best closers in the major leagues. And at number 1, I have Kirby Yates. At number 1 is someone who has been excellent in the last couple of seasons and really established himself as the best closer in 2019, Kirby Yates. In the last couple of seasons, he's averaged 63 innings a season, along with a 1.67 ERA and a whip of 0.90. In 2019, when he truly was the ceiling for closers, he saved a major league leading 41 games, along with a 1.19 ERA that ranked 1st by far, and a whip of 0.89 that ranked 6th. He also had an FIP of 1.32 that ranked 1st by far, and an XFIP of 2.25 that ranked 2nd. Entering 2020, he'll be pitching in a contract year, and if he can keep up those kind of numbers, he is sure to get a very nice payday. So that's my list. Tell me your thoughts down below. That's all I got for right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.